Una po sa lahat, Congresswoman De Lima, ano po ang opinion ninyo sa desisyon ng Korte sa impeachment kay Vice President Sara Duterte?
Unang-una po medyo nagulat ho ako kahapon na gano'n po yung naging, desisyon. Bagamat rinirespeto po natin ang, Korte Suprema, rinirespeto natin ang desisyon, pero hindi po ibig sabihin ay sumastang-ayon tayo dun sa mga main rulings niya. No, kasi unang-una nga, well, ang talagang pananaw ko pagdating sa mga issues on impeachment, as much as possible, di ba, very ano lang, sparing lang ang pakikialam ng Supreme Court. Hindi ko sinasabi na never na makialam ang Supreme Court. Pero dapat doon lang sa mga kaso na klaro ang kaso ng constitutional violation or kaya yung manifest grave abuse of discretion. Sa aking palagay, ang aking opinion is that wala namang ganon. Nakikinig po ako kanina dun sa naunang interview
Yes.
with former Justice Tony Carpio. And I agree with him na wala naman talagang klarong violation of the Constitution. So dapat hindi na nakialam unless talagang kitang-kita yung pagkalabag sa ating saligang batas. Kasi trabaho din talaga yan ng Supreme
Yes.
Court na pangalagaan yung ating saligang batas. Kasi sila ang nag-i-interpret ng mga batas, nag-i-interpret ng Constitution. Pero ito nga po, lalo na yung mga naging findings, lalo na dun sa pagkakasabi, na para sa akin nakakagulat talaga, ay yung sinabi na yung first 3 complaints filed by the private groups ay deemed or considered dismissed or terminated.
Yes, that's right.
Yan po ay parang mahirap pong intindihin kasi unang-una, hindi naman yun inaksyonan eh. Kasi
Right.
nga, okay, at first, nag-comply naman dun sa requirement na within 10 session days. Dapat ilagay sa order, ilagay sa order, i-transmit, no? And then ilagay sa order of business. Now, nagawa yon on the 10th day. So, ibig sabihin, hindi lumabag doon sa 10-day rule, 10-session day rule. Ganon din yung fourth complaint na yung inadapt na diretso ng 1/3 of the members of the House. So, sa punto na yan, walang linabag dyan. Now, it so happened na yung nung nandyan na yung fourth complaint, yun na yung pinili ng plenary. Kasi lahat naman linagay sa order of business, yung tatlo, saka yung tatlong from the private groups, and then itong fourth complaint. At ang inadapt nila, dahil nga signed and endorsed by the required number of votes, which is 1/3 of the members of the House, ay yung fourth complaint na yon. And since yun ang inadapt nila, considered wala na, moot and academic na yung first 3. Kaya ang naging action nila was to just archive. But walang ruling or walang action about dinidismiss na nila. Tsaka yung another na parang mahirap din intindihin, yung tungkol doon sa sinasabing violate yung right to due process ng respondent, the impeached official. Yan po, parang wala ho yan sa Constitution, wala rin ho yan sa rules, na pagdating doon sa third mode of initiating, at yun na nga, yung adoption by 1/3 of the members of the House, wala pong requirement doon na kailangan ay bigyan ng copy ng records, bigyan ng copy ng complaint, pasagutin, and give the respondent opportunity to be heard. Pwede lang po yan kung yung inaksyonan nila ay yung mga complaints na yun, yung mas nauna na re-refer sa
Right.
Committee on Justice. Kasi kapag ganong klaseng complaints filed by private citizens and private groups and endorsed by a member of the House, ang next step, pag na-take up na sa plenary, ay yung i-refer to the Committee on Justice. And then yung Committee on Justice, first, magdidetermine ng sufficiency in form. Pag makita nila na sufficient in form, they will next determine kung sufficient in substance. Kung hindi sufficient in form o kaya hindi sufficient in substance, pwede na nilang i-dismiss. So yun na yung aksyon ng House of Representatives. Although yung ruling na yan sa committee level, ano pa yan, papadala yan sa plenary. The plenary will either affirm yung resolution of dismissal or overrule it. So, yun ang mga aksyon kapag yung first 3 complaints ay rinifer sa Justice Committee. At merong previous ruling ang Supreme Court na what is considered as initiating an impeachment complaint ay yung ganyan nga, yung pag-refer to the Justice Committee pag mga private complainants. Diba? So, the first 3 were not considered really initiated. Or the proceedings involving the first 3 were not considered initiated precisely because it was archived. They were archived since ang pinili, ang inadopt ng plenary ay yung 1/3, yung endorsed by 1/3. At under the Constitution and even the rules ay hindi kailangan na pasagutin yung impeached official kasi diretso na yan na pinapatransmit. That's under the Constitution itself. Pinapatransmit to the Senate. So yan po ang mga nakita kong mga hindi ho namin maintindihan.
Congressman De Lima, thank you for explaining those points to us. No? Mas lalong naiintindihan namin ngayon. At this point, ano po yung mga susunod ninyong hakbang o legal remedies pa na gagawin? Are you filing a motion for reconsideration? Kasi some senators are also saying na itutuloy o dapat ituloy pa rin ang impeachment trial. Ano po ang mga next steps ninyo?
Okay, of course, hindi ko pa nakakausap ang mga kasamahan ko sa House. And actually, hindi pa naman talaga ako official member of the prosecution panel na ano na kami, na-invite na kami ni Kong Chel Jokno. At sumagot na kami, nasabi namin, yes, we are willing to join the prosecution panel. Pero kailangan pa kasi kaming i-confirm o i-elect ng plenary dyan sa prosecution panel. Now, ang nakikita ko, magfa-file ng motion for reconsideration ang House of Representatives through the Office of the Solicitor General. Ang respondent dyan sa dalawang kaso na yan is the House of Representatives. Hindi lang yung prosecution panel. It's really the House as an institution. So yun ang magfa-file ng motion for reconsideration. I'm almost sure now, kahit as I said, hindi ko pa sila nakakausap, wala pa po akong nakakausap na mga nasa House leadership, ay magfa-file po ng motion for reconsideration. And since magfa-file ng motion for reconsideration, it will be more prudent for the Senate. Kung totoo yan, na yung naging announcement na itutuloy pa rin nila, kahit ganyan yung naging desisyon ng Supreme Court, it would be more prudent for the Senate, I believe, na hintayin na lang yung resolution on the motion for reconsideration.
Maari bang umusad yung impeachment sa kabila ng naging desisyon ng SC? And if you file for a motion for reconsideration, do you think it's possible to reverse yung naging desisyon ng Supreme Court?
It's always possible. Yeah, many times. I mean, there are times already na sa Supreme Court, sa Court of Appeals, and even in the lower courts, there are times na kapag nagmo-motion for reconsideration, nare-reconsider at nare-reverse. Because precisely, the filing of the motion for reconsideration is the very mode where the court concerned will have to restudy the case and look into the arguments and assess the validity of the arguments of the movant ng reconsideration. And I suppose, ang next step niyan, pag nag-file na ng motion for reconsideration, the Supreme Court will most probably ask the petitioners to comment on the motion for reconsideration, and then they will deliberate on the motion for reconsideration if they will grant or deny that.
Thank you so much. Maraming salamat po for your time, ML Party List Representative Laila De Lima.
Maraming salamat din po. Good evening.